Rare coin collecting. Discover real value and history in every coin.
Have you ever checked your old pennies and wondered if one of them could make you over 150,000 richer? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, let me tell you, that dream came true for several lucky collectors who found the ultra rare 1922 no-D Lincoln cent, one of the most fascinating and valuable errors in US coin history. Before we dive into this incredible story, support our journey by subscribing to the Hidden Gold Hunter channel. Your one click keeps our mission alive and helps us uncover more treasures like this one every single day. Now let's talk about why the 1922 penny is such a big deal. Back in 1922, the US Mint in Denver was the only facility producing Lincoln cents. No pennies were made in Philadelphia or San Francisco that year. Only Denver struck them, all marked with a small D mint mark below the date. But during production, one pair of dies became heavily worn, and the D mint mark on some coins was completely filled in with grease or damaged beyond visibility. The result? A rare and stunning 1922 no-D penny, a coin that looks like it came from Philadelphia but didn't. Collectors were puzzled when they first saw it, thinking it was a fake. But experts confirmed this was 100% real, a genuine mint error, and one of the most famous in US history. Now here's where it gets exciting. In average circulated condition, a 1922 penny with a visible D might fetch $10 to $20, but the no D variety, especially the strong reverse version, can sell for $60,000, $90,000, and even over $150,000 for top-graded examples. In MS64 red condition, one sold at auction for a staggering $180,000, and it's only getting rarer by the year. Let's look at the design. The obverse features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, the same design used since 1909. The reverse has two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, known as the classic wheat reverse. Now about the condition, this can make or break your fortune. If your coin is heavily worn and dark brown, it might bring in a few $100s. But if it's lightly circulated with sharp details, it could easily jump to 5 figures. And if it's uncirculated with full luster and clean surfaces, congratulations, you're holding a 6-figure coin. Here's the part that makes this story even more exciting. You could still find one. These coins often appear in old coin jars, family collections, or even bankrolls that haven't been searched in decades. Many people inherit boxes of coins from their grandparents without realizing a fortune is sitting inside. So, where should you start looking? Check your old drawers, storage boxes, and coin albums. Visit estate sales, garage sales, and flea markets. Sometimes you can buy mixed lots of old wheat pennies for cheap. And yes, 1922 pennies still pop up there. When searching, look carefully for the missing D mint mark and a strong reverse, especially the strong reverse variety, which shows clear detail on the word 1 cent. If you find one that looks like it might be the famous no mint mark error, do not clean it. Cleaning instantly ruins its value. Instead, handle it by the edges. Place it in a protective coin flip and get it authenticated. For authentication, send your coin to PCGS or NGC, two of the most trusted grading companies in the world. Once your coin is graded, you'll have solid proof of its authenticity, and you can confidently sell it for what it's truly worth. Now let's talk about how to sell it. If your coin turns out to be genuine and in high grade, your best bet is heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections, all known for handling rare coins with huge collector audiences. If you prefer something more direct, you can list it on eBay, but make sure your listing includes clear photos and your certification number. Serious collectors are always watching. Imagine this for a second. You're sitting at home, sorting through old coins. You pick up a dull brown penny, glance at the date, 1922. You don't see a mint mark. You look closer, your hands start to tremble, and then it hits you. This could be the famous no-D Lincoln cent. You send it for grading. It comes back genuine, and just like that, your few cent coin turns into $165,000. That's the magic of coin collecting. Stories of patience, luck, and hidden treasure waiting in plain sight. So before you spend your spare change or toss that jar of old pennies aside, take another look, because the next one you find might just rewrite your story. This is Hidden Gold Hunter, reminding you, treasure isn't always buried deep underground. Sometimes it's sitting right there in your pocket change. Imagine pulling a modern-looking penny from your change and realizing it's worth 145,000. Sounds impossible, right? But the truth is, some modern Lincoln pennies, even from just a few years ago, can reach shocking values because of hidden minting errors and rare varieties that slipped right through the presses. The 2019 P. Lincoln penny is one of those surprising coins. Most people think coins from this year are too new to have any collector value, but that's exactly what makes the valuable ones so special. They hide in plain sight, right under our noses. Now, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 3.2 billion of these pennies in 2019, so finding a valuable one requires a sharp eye. But collectors are chasing several remarkable errors, from doubled dies on the obverse to die cracks, cuds, and even off-center strikes that can transform a 1-cent coin into a 4, 5, or even 6-figure treasure. A normal 2019 P penny? Just 1 cent. But one with a major die clash or full obverse doubling can fetch between $10,000 and $40,000 depending on the condition. And if you happen to find a flawless example graded MS68, red with a dramatic doubling error or strong die break, we're talking up to $160,000. Yes, $160,000, paid at major auctions by serious collectors hunting modern rarities. Let's talk design. The obverse features the classic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, originally created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, but over time, the Mint's technology has sharpened those details. You can see the fine texture in Lincoln's coat and hair, the crisp lettering of "In God We Trust," and the small P mint mark just below the date. On the reverse, we have the Union Shield design. Introduced in 2010, it represents Lincoln's role in preserving the Union, 13 vertical stripes, joined by a single horizontal bar, symbolizing strength and unity. In the center, the proud words 1 cent remind us that even the smallest coin carries the weight of American history. Now, condition is everything. A 2019 P penny found in circulation, scratched or tarnished, may only be worth face value. But if it's bright red, with mirror-like luster and sharp strike, you could be holding something worth hundreds or thousands. Professional grading services, like PCGS or NGC, can certify your coin and drastically increase its market value. A penny graded MS67 red can bring $3,000 to $5,000, while a top pop MS68 example might climb well above $15,000, even without a visible error. But where can you actually find one? Start simple. Your own pocket change. People spend modern pennies without thinking twice. Check your piggy bank, your junk drawer, and especially those old jars of coins that have been sitting untouched for years. Collectors also recommend searching bank-wrapped rolls. You can still order boxes of 2019 pennies from local banks. Many treasure hunters do what's called coin roll hunting, opening hundreds of rolls, looking for errors, double dies, or exceptionally well-struck coins. If you're lucky enough to spot something that looks off, maybe the Liberty looks doubled, or Lincoln's eye appears to have 2 pupils, or the date seems thicker, set that coin aside immediately. Handle it carefully by the edges, avoid touching the surfaces, and never try to clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Once you have a potential gem, get it authenticated. Send it to PCGS or NGC, and when it comes back slabbed with a grade and variety label, that little 1-cent coin becomes a certified collectible. Now comes the exciting part, selling it. If it's certified and in excellent grade, your best options are heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections. For smaller finds, eBay and Facebook coin groups work well, but be sure to include high-resolution photos and the certification number. Serious buyers look for verified coins, and that's where the real money flows. But here's the twist. Even if your 2019 P penny isn't an error, it's still worth keeping an eye on. As years pass, pristine modern pennies become scarcer. Collectors know this, and over time, high-grade examples start commanding surprising prices. Think about it. How many people actually save brand new, untouched pennies from circulation? Almost none. That's why coins like this, especially in MS68, red or proof-like condition, can explode in value down the line. So the next time you get change from a store or open that drawer full of coins, take a moment, check the date, 2019 P. Examine every detail under good lighting. because hidden in that little copper-plated zinc coin could be your next life-changing find. A penny worth $145,000 or more. At the end of the day, it's not just about luck, it's about awareness. The people who find these treasures are the ones who look a little closer, think a little deeper, and believe that even the smallest coin can hold a massive secret. That's what makes this hobby so thrilling. The adventure is real, and the rewards are waiting, sometimes in the most ordinary places imaginable. This is Hidden Gold Hunter, reminding you, keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and your faith strong, because your next coin might be the one that changes everything. What if I told you that a penny from just last year, a coin you've probably handled dozens of times, could be worth over $125,000? Yes, you heard that right. The 2023 D. Lincoln penny might look modern and ordinary, but for collectors, certain rare variations of this coin are pure gold disguised in copper. At first glance, it's just another penny, shiny, new, barely worn. But the truth is, some of these coins have left experts absolutely stunned. In 2023, the Denver Mint produced over 4.5 billion Lincoln cents. But hidden among those billions are extremely rare coins, with minting mistakes, coins struck with doubled dies, misaligned dies, and even off-metal planchets. One example, a 2023 D penny with a strong, doubled obverse showing doubling on Lincoln's eye and the word liberty, was recently valued at $135,000 after being authenticated by PCGS. That's 6 figures for a coin most people toss in a drawer or spend without a second thought. And it doesn't stop there. Some 2023 D pennies have shown dramatic die breaks, also called cuds, where part of the die breaks off, leaving a raised blob of metal on the coin's surface. These errors are incredibly collectible. Even a smaller die break can fetch $2,000 to $5,000, while full obverse cuds can easily go past $25,000 when in mint state condition. Now let's talk about the design. One of the reasons the Lincoln penny continues to be so beloved. The obverse carries Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design first introduced in 1909 to honor his 100th birthday. On the reverse, we see the Union shield, with 13 vertical stripes joined by a single bar across the top, symbolizing a strong and united nation, the very union that Lincoln fought to preserve. The motto, E pluribus unum, arches proudly above, reminding every American that from many, we are one. Now, the real difference between a penny worth $1 and one worth $125,000 lies in 2 key factors, condition and scarcity. Collectors value coins graded MS67 red and above, meaning flawless surfaces, bright luster and sharp strike. The red color indicates the original copper shine, untouched, unoxidized and preserved just as it left the mint. Coins graded MS68 red are exceptionally rare for 2023D, and even without a visible error, they've been selling in the range of $200 to $2,500. Add an error or striking variety, and that number skyrockets into the 5- and 6-figure range. Scarcity plays a big role too. Even though billions were minted, very few survive in perfect, uncirculated condition because most get banged around in circulation immediately. The fewer pristine examples that exist, the higher their demand. That's why every year collectors say, more scarcity, more value. And for modern pennies like this one, scarcity is growing because most people simply don't save them. So how do you find one? Start right where you are. Check your pockets, your wallet, your coin jar, even that tray of loose change on your dresser. People have found valuable 2023 D pennies right at home, mixed with everyday coins. If you're serious about treasure hunting, order bank-wrapped rolls of 2023 D pennies. Many collectors search through hundreds of coins, known as coin roll hunting, and the thrill of spotting a double die or a perfect red gem is unforgettable. Once you find one that looks different, maybe the letters are thicker, the date looks doubled, or Lincoln's face seems slightly distorted, handle it carefully. Hold it by the edges, never clean it, and store it in a plastic flip or coin capsule. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Next, get it graded and certified by PCGS or NGC, a coin that's officially graded and labeled as an error or high-grade mint state. will always sell for much higher prices. When you're ready to sell, you've got options. For top-tier coins, go to Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. These auction houses deal directly with serious collectors and investors. If your coin is worth a few thousand, you can also use eBay, Whatnot, or Facebook numismatic groups. Just make sure to show clear photos, certification details, and close-ups of the era. But let's not forget one more important thing: the future value. The 2023 D-Penny is still new, and many collectors are just starting to take interest. Over the next few decades, as flawless examples disappear from circulation, the demand for certified high-grade coins will soar. What's selling for $5,000 today might reach $50,000 tomorrow, and the design itself adds emotional value. Lincoln remains one of the most admired figures in American history, and his image has been on US coinage longer than any other president. The Lincoln penny connects generations, from grandparents who saved wheat cents in the 1940s to kids finding shiny 2023 coins today. That connection, that continuity, adds an almost sentimental power to these tiny treasures. So the next time you pick up a penny, look closer, especially if it's marked with a D below the date. It might not just be another coin. It could be your $135,000 miracle hiding in plain sight. Check your home, your car, your old wallets, and those dusty jars in the kitchen. You'd be amazed how many fortunes have been sitting right under people's noses, just waiting to be discovered. Collectors and investors are paying enormous sums for these coins because they understand something most people don't. Every minting year has its secrets, and every coin tells a story. The 2023 D-Penny's story is just beginning, and if you're paying attention, you might be part of it. Keep looking, keep believing, and remember, hidden treasures don't just belong to the past. Sometimes the next one is sitting quietly in your pocket change, waiting for you to notice. This is Hidden Gold Hunter,